Okay, welcome back to the show. And as you can see, we have a returning guest. It's Mr. John Reinke from Tiger King. John, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. It's really appreciate you coming back on again.
No problem. No problem at all.
Yeah. So listen, I suppose we'll kick back into where it kind of all began and we go to season one. Since season one, there's a little tiger there. Oh, well, a big tiger, I should say.
Little lion. He's not even a year old yet.
Lion. Oh, wow. So since season one and up until now, what has your life been like and how has it changed?
Um, well, you know, my life really hasn't changed much other than I get recognized a lot when I go out in public. I can't go anywhere. I got to do selfies. I do a few. Uh, I go to a few car shows and do a few car shows and stuff like that. But I'm into cars and I race cars anyway, so that's something I normally do anyhow. I just now I go as a guest, I guess is what, or a host. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, it's been pretty crazy.
Yeah, I seen that you were doing a bit in the wrestling world as well, and we do have a lot of wrestlers on this podcast. What were you doing? You were doing a couple of independent shows, kind of guest hosting, was it?
Yeah, I got a buddy that actually runs a smaller wrestling thing,
Yeah.
and he invited me. And Joe used to go all the time, you know, when we was recording the show and stuff. And he reached out to me, and I said, "Dude, I'll come over and hang out." And I went over there and had a blast, and just been going back. So I try and go back at least once a month if I can, if not twice.
That's good old fun, I'd say.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy.
Yeah. When we were last talking as well, you were getting ready to do the Uncaged Tiger King, but obviously with the pandemic and everything like that, did that put a stop to everything for you guys?
It slowed it down really, really bad. I think we ended up doing a total of 4 shows. Um, the the outcome was pretty decent considering everybody's still scared to come out and be in public, but I think they're starting to open up now. So my Uncaged tour is supposed to take off again at the first of the year. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah. And have you got a couple of dates booked in?
We do. We got January and February's got dates, and then I know the end of April and the first 2 weeks of May. I'm actually coming over to the UK, Scotland, Ireland, and hang out over there for a little while.
Oh, you're coming to Ireland, yeah?
We are.
Oh, we'll see you there, so.
Yeah, yeah. We were supposed to do it in November, and I don't know. Everybody's still just kind of COVID skittish, so
Yeah, it's still pretty strict over here at the moment. I wouldn't recommend coming this year
yeah.
anyway, so
Yeah, it's
hopefully.
April. I think is when it's supposed to happen if it gets cleared up. And I don't know. There's so
But
much.
sure,
The world's so different now. I mean, I don't know if it's ever going to change.
yeah, but surely with the like, because I love the entertainment sector, going to concerts and things like that. Surely we just need to try and live with this thing and just move shows
Yeah,
on because people want entertainment. There's no doubt about it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't keep them locked up inside their houses, man. They got to get out and see family and people. And they're complaining now about the Thanksgiving holiday over here and Christmas coming. And
Hmm.
we got to have family. I mean, that's all we had during the COVID, so that's all you got. So.
I don't think people are going to put up with not being able to see their family for another year. That's just not going to happen, no matter what,
No,
who says what.
no. Right now in the United States, we got a justice system and a presidential system fighting each other, trying to figure out who's got power and who can out control the other ones. So I don't know. It's pretty crazy over here. I mean, our
Yeah, and
president can't even speak sentences. So I mean, that says it all right there.
the it's funny over there because in every kind of state does their own laws, isn't it? Whereas in Ireland it's
Yeah.
all kind of under the one law, and then over there, I do hear people saying that Texas shouldn't be doing this and Florida shouldn't be doing this, and then other people saying Texas and Florida is where it's at, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Our numbers are low, and we're doing what we want to do over here. So Texas has never really just they locked down long enough to put businesses out of business and starve people. And then we just said we had enough and we started doing our thing. I never quit racing. We always raced. They never made us stop. They just asked us to not to go to other people's pit areas and intermingle with others and try and stay 6 foot apart. But we're a racing community, man. We're gonna hang out together. We're gonna help each other, and that's just the way it's been and always will be.
Yeah. In the lead up to Tiger King 2 coming out a couple of weeks ago, I sat down one night and I watched it all. First of all, I was surprised that there was only 5 episodes.
Yeah, yeah. I think they wanted to do it a little bit differently this time. Um, I don't even care if I'm not allowed to say it or not. But there's more episodes that's supposed to come out in December or January, something like that. So they're going to release a little more. They're trying to finish it up and make it. I don't know that they're going to be able to put a closing on it yet because Joe's still in jail. Carol's husband's still missing. Uh, Jeff Lowe's still running loose. I don't think they're ever going to be able to close it up yet, but they're trying to put a finish on the episodes they got. So yeah, there's
Yeah.
more coming.
Yeah, I think people still have an appetite for it from the first one, and it just the way it fell in the middle of lockdown, it was just
Yeah.
everybody was watching this show.
Yeah, it went number one on Netflix for I don't know 3 or 4 days, and then it's now I think it's fell to 2 or 3 now. So not everybody has to watch it all at one time. So
Yeah.
everybody's just taking their time watching it.
Since I was last talking to you, I was talking to Carol Baskin on this podcast as well. And, I just, when I get people on, I just let them say just their story and whatever like that. But she kind of told me what was coming in this series in terms of the accusations against her husband and
Yeah,
just the kind of the way she was going to be portrayed in that. But she said to me, there was legal stuff there going on between her and them, and she didn't want to partake in this. But from me, like I know people that work in media, entertainment, and stuff like that. Like I'm guessing when you guys signed that contract to do it,
yep.
you're kind of with them for as long as they want to make it. Is that true?
As long as it's about that series, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She's
yeah,
stuck, and she lost her court date case. She's still trying. She's still throwing money at it to try and stop it because she don't want the other episodes released. But she come out with her own documentary, I guess is what you call it, TV show on Discovery Plus just a few days before the Tiger King release, and she did that on purpose. So
Do you
yeah,
think that was just to kind of
yeah,
maybe give her a good name before all this came about
yeah.
again?
She's trying to fix
Yeah,
her name and trying to gather up a bunch of animal rights people to back her because she's just going after everybody. If you own a big cat, a little cat, I don't care what you own, she's going after you.
yeah. In terms of the content, then, did you have any idea what would be coming out in this series? Because she seemed to know a few things. Did you know what way it was going to be structured?
I was just discussing that with an attorney of my own.
Okay.
For some reason, they won't tell me anything, and I don't know why it's me, but it seems like all the bad people know it. Jeff Lowe knew what was coming out. Carol knew what was coming out when it was coming out. Josh Dial knew when it was coming out. What's coming out? Rinky didn't know. They won't even return my calls. So Rinky's not real happy right now, and I'm learning a little bit more and more. A lot of them people were compensated quite a bit for some of the stupid things they did in there. Alan Glover, no shirt, in a bathtub. John
Hmm.
Finley, no shirt on the couch. And then in the new series, they've got Vegas Joe in there doing some of the parts of Joe, and it just looks bad. So, you know, um, I don't know. I'm the good guy. I still come out looking like the good guy. I was there for the animals. I didn't give a rat's butt about anybody else. I didn't need the drama. I just wanted the animals, and I guess that's not in no drama involved in that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like the little people.
Maybe it's because, like, from me talking to you, like, you're a really approachable guy and you come across as the nice guy always on the show. Maybe you're just too nice and we need to see that nasty side of you come out.
I've been told that. I've been told that quite often. I'm way too nice, is what I've been told. So yeah, you probably won't be seeing John Reinke on any more Tiger King stuff. So
You think you
uh,
call it? You
we'll
think you
see.
call it a day with that if they want to get involved for interviews and
Yeah,
stuff?
I think after what they've done and what they've provided other people and done for other people, and I worked there for 14 years and put up with Joe and Jeff and all them clowns, and I didn't get nothing out of it. I spent my money at that zoo trying to help the animals, and this is how they're going to treat me out in the after effects. So, they don't need me.
Mm. Uh, in the first episode, when you were going to, with the whole Trump situation with trying to pardon Joe,
Yeah.
what was that whole experience like getting the plane and going there and
It,
being a
it was
part of that?
amazing, man. It was just truly amazing because, first of all, I would have never had the opportunity to fly on a private jet before.
Yeah.
Um, that itself was just cool. Um, I'm just I'm just a broke guy. I can't afford to drive to Washington D.C. and see all that stuff up there, and I got to see most of that. I got to see the White House, all that stuff. The experience was great. The people were great. You know, the attorneys were just really, really nice people. Even the pilot was nice. When we got to DC, you know, we were pretty convinced that the pardon was going to happen. And
Hmm.
we got there. Everybody was friendly except that one crazy lady you see on season 2. She
Yeah.
was the only one that gave us slack there, and she was just she was kind of out there a little bit. But everybody was welcoming. Everybody took selfies with me and stuff like that, and had a really good time. And we went to lunch, and while we were eating lunch, you know, all hell broke loose over there. But as far as the pardon goes, I'm convinced, my opinion, Carroll paid Trump to keep Joe in there because he was going to get Trump. He was going to get Joe out. We
Do you
had,
reckon? Yeah.
yeah, we had Trump Jr. involved, and he was growing a mullet to help promote it, and it was a done deal. And I think Carol was worried about Joe getting out, so she paid him to keep him in there. And that's ultimately what it's about. When a president pardons somebody, it ain't out of the kindness of his heart; it's out of the kindness of his wallet.
Hmm.
Because if you pad his wallet, he's going to get you out.
Yeah, because I seen didn't he pardon some rapper or something over
Yeah,
there? Yeah.
yeah. Two rappers actually, and the last I heard, one of them rappers did the check didn't go through, so he's not real happy with the other rapper. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So do you think if Trump was still in power today that Joe would be out?
I think so. I think we could actually get to him and do something about it. Um, we can talk to Joe Biden, but he won't remember in 10 minutes what we talked to him about. So I
Is
can't believe we have that big of a joke of a president, but he's a joke.
Yeah, we were always getting news when Donald Trump was obviously president of America because the first time I seen Donald Trump, he was getting his head shaved by Vince McMahon at WrestleMania. The next
Yeah,
time I seen him, he was the president. But
yeah. Isn't
now,
that
now
crazy?
with now with Biden there,
Yeah.
we don't really get that much from America because he's not as, I suppose, box office as Trump was. But he's not very popular over there. Is that fair to say?
He's not popular at all. We're actually looking for the 80 million votes he got. We like to see them people because they won't even come out of the woodwork. Um, I think it was a racket, and I think it was. I think the American people were played.
Yeah, there was a lot of, like, I know conspiracies is what you call them, but there was a lot of footage online about
Yeah,
with ballots going missing and things like that.
dead people voting. Yeah,
Yeah,
but you know it's crazy because over here we can vote with. You don't have to have an ID to vote. Just come on in and vote. You know, and it's crazy that they allow that. I mean,
so you could have voted maybe 10 times.
yeah.
Something strange. Was that Is that always been the case over there, or was it just
No,
for this
it
election?
hasn't. You know, we used to have to show our ID and our voter's registration card. You know, but they didn't even ask for that this year and or for this voting, and it's pretty crazy. And you know, this time when you walked in, they actually asked you if you were voting Republican or Democrat, and they're not allowed to ask that either over here.
Yeah,
So
confidentiality. Yeah.
they had uh, they had their agenda. I'll say that much. And
Hmm.
now the whole world gets to laugh about it.
Yeah. Do you think if he ran again in 4 years' time, he'd get back in?
Biden,
No, Trump.
Trump, I think he will. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. From the outside looking in now.
Yeah, you know, our economy was doing great. Um, everybody had money in their pocket. The gas was cheap. The food was cheap. We can't even get nothing now. I mean, our food went up 75%, 175% what it was. I mean,
I see the price
it's
of meat.
crazy.
The price of meat over there has gone through the roof. Is that true? Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because you can go to the auction and buy a cow for $1,000, but if you go to the store, just the brisket alone, a little 19-pound brisket is $250, and that all has just happened since Biden took effect. Yeah,
Mm.
it's pretty crazy.
Do you think that if Carol goes back to sue Netflix again or try to continue this, that she will win? Because I don't think she will with the contracts. Like, these guys know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing and they know how to ride it. She signed the same thing I did, so she can keep spending her money, but she's not going to win.
Yeah. The only
And
thing it
I'm pretty sure that's why she did her documentary. So she only released 2 episodes, so that way I think she can make episodes as more comes out on Netflix. She can defend herself or something.
Yeah, so she's just gonna use that as a combatant tool against
Yeah,
the
yeah. Now
negative
they're
stuff.
circulating rumors now that they found Dawn. Dawn's alive, in Costa Rica and all that.
Yeah,
But it's amazing nobody has video or pictures of it.
yeah.
So
She put up on social media a couple of weeks ago or a couple of days ago. It was some documents. Now I don't know what the legal documents look like in America, but they seem to say that Don is in Costa Rica and he's alive
yeah,
and well, is what it said. Did you see those?
yeah, it's amazing how this stuff just appears,
Do you
just
think
all of
that's
a sudden.
fake?
Yeah, it's fake. I can
Yeah.
promise you, it's fake as it's as fake as Carol. I mean, she had her own family do all of her paperwork. They changed Don's will and they notaried it with her sister, her daughter, or somebody like that. You can't have family do anything for you in the legal system. So Joe raised hell about that here several years ago. They went to Florida and tried to do something about her real estate fraud she was doing, and they just ignored it. They just, I think she owns the sheriff's department. She owns Chronister. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, because the last time you were on the show, like you said to me straight out, like you're convinced that she did, like
Yeah.
killed her husband. Like, and do you still believe that even with all this
Oh
stuff
yeah.
coming out? Yeah,
If they took her to court right now, they could not find a jury that would not convict her because everybody's convinced just from her demeanor, her statements, the way she acts, uh, the way she hide, the way Kenny Farr's hiding now from season 2. Holy cow! You
hmm
know, they're hiding something.
yeah, yeah. There's more. There's more to come. Do you ever think he'll be? It'll. I don't know if he'll be found, but do you ever think that they'll get to the bottom of this federally, or do you think that's been sorted monetarily?
It's been 24 years. I think it's too late in that process now.
hmm Yeah. You were saying that there's probably going to be more to come in the series.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Is there stuff that you've already done that hasn't aired, or do you have any
Oh
idea
yeah.
what road they're going down?
Well, like I said before, they filmed us for it's been 6 years now. They've been filming us. I haven't had a camera on me now in quite a while since last year. Um, Probably the first part of 2021, but I haven't had a camera on me for a while. So they've got plenty of footage to bring out and make happen. So
Yeah,
there's there's so much more out there. Let me tell you, it's
yeah.
crazy.
Do you know what we need to happen to the nice guy John Reinke?
Oh boy,
We need to get him sponsored by Coca-Cola.
there you go. I can't believe I haven't even heard from Coke on my side of the United States. Coke's divided up in 3 or 4 divisions in the United States, and I've actually heard from the East Coast, but they can't help me because they're too far over there. But let me tell you, I drink nothing but Coke. If you see me drinking something, it's Coke, unless I just absolutely can't get Coke in that area. But I drink enough Coca Cola. I could probably buy a house now for what I've spent. So I,
How
I got race cars. I can put Coke on a race car. That's for sure. So yeah, I want a Coca Cola
advertise it?
sponsorship.
Are you a can or a bottle drinker?
I really like the cans better. They
Yeah,
started using recycled bottles over here in the United States, and I know they recycle cans too, but it seems like they're cleaner. I don't know. There's just something about the new bottles that, to me, being a Coca-Cola connoisseur, they
yes. Just clear that up.
it definitely it tastes different. So
Yeah.
I stick to cans.
Do you know what I think is the nicest Coke? The ones you get like in a bar in a glass bottle. Do you
Yeah,
find that?
yeah. You can find it in Texas. We can still get that every now and then because the Mexican Coke is still put in bottles and brought up here, and
Yeah,
that is some good Coca Cola. Yeah.
yeah. In terms of Jeff Lowe's animals been taken off him and stuff like that, does he have any animals left now at all?
He does not. They come in and they took every animal he had. Um, I do know that the rumors flying around that um, James Garrettson and Eric Yano are trying to restart the zoo in Thackerville. I don't know if that's going to happen because Garrettson can't have a USDA license either, so it'd have to be in somebody else's name. But
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure they're not going to let Jeff Lowe ever have animals again. So
But
he's MIA right now. Nobody knows where he's at. He's hiding. He may not even be in the country. I don't know.
yeah,
He doesn't like me, and I don't like him, so I stay
yeah,
away from him.
he seems like a very
He's
untrustworthy individual. Let's just say
weasel.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then we had Tim Stark, who was only briefly featured in season one.
yeah.
He was in season two there, and he's absolutely crazy. Or is he playing up to the cameras, or what's he like?
No, that is Tim Stark right there. He is absolutely crazy. Really nice guy, though. I like Tim Stark. He's just like everybody else. He's done some things wrong, and people condemn him for that. But he loved his animals, and they come in and they just take it. They just take what they want. The first time they take what they want, and the second time they come back and get what's left over. But um, they literally took everything that man had, even the shoes he was wearing. I mean, I don't know how they can just come in and do something like that, because PETA was back behind most of that, and PETA's just an organization. Matter of fact, they're a terroristic organization over here in the United States, but nobody even talks about that. So yeah, it's crazy. A bunch of the animals died when they were transporting them. Nobody
Yeah.
talks about that. PETA kills 85% of the animals they rescue, anyways. Nobody talks about that. That's documented proof. And there's other places that stuff could have went besides to PETA and PETA's little home zoos.
Mhm.
Uh, Out in Colorado, I think in Louisiana. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Do you think Tim is a lot more genuine than someone like Joe or Jeff Lowe?
I don't know. Tim Stark and Joe are pretty. They run a pretty close race right there, because they both like being in the limelight. They both get
Mhm.
excited, and neither one of them know how to shut their mouths. Every other word out of Tim Stark's mouth is the F word, and Jeff, he's just a con man and just trying to do what he can do to stay on top, but he never stays at it very long. He's only at something a couple of years, and then they wash him out, so he moves on
Yeah.
to the next.
Jeff is kind of the one character that I can watch and have absolutely zero connection with him because I just think he's well, sneaky and other words that we could say as well. But
It's
even even like I know you don't like Carol, but even when I was talking to her, she was nice to talk to,
yeah, yeah,
and she says her things, whatever, doesn't bother me. But yeah, just that guy, I don't like that guy.
yeah. He just sets you off as soon as you see him, actually.
Yeah,
But I don't know. The scene where uh, his redheaded wife's in the background in a negligee, and he's doing an
yeah,
interview right there.
yeah.
I said, "Oh my god."
What the fuck is up with that?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. It's like, oh my god. But they do. They're big on fans only, and they're doing some. They signed a contract for, I think, 3 or 4 pornos for a porno company.
oh
So
Christ.
that's kind of like in their realm. So yeah, yeah,
There's one to avoid anyway.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
When was the last time you got to speak to Joe?
I actually talked to him when I was in Florida doing my deposition, um, and it was just very briefly, because Joe stays in trouble in jail all the time, anyways.
Hmm.
But we talked just really, really briefly, and that's probably the only time I've ever just talked to him one on one. Every other time it's been through his attorneys, because I don't want to get him in trouble. He'll say things that he shouldn't say, and he'll do things. He just Joe's Joe, and he'll always be
Yeah.
Joe.
Do you think he's got to watch the show in jail?
I don't think he's got to see the full effect of the show. I think he's maybe got to see some highlights and stuff off people's phones that have a little bit of internet connection or something. In jail they call them burner phones, and they're
Yeah,
illegal to have. See, if you get caught with them, you get in trouble. But he may have seen some stuff on there, but he definitely knows he's a star out here in the real world. So
yeah.
yeah.
If if you were to put a bet on it, when do you think he will be out of jail?
I know John Phillips really wants him out by December 31st, but I don't think that's realistic. I think if they have a chance of getting him out, it's going to be probably April, May, somewhere around in there.
Yeah. Well, John, it was a pleasure to talk to you today. Do you want to show us some of the animals before we go?
Yeah, man, I don't mind at all. This here's Wendell, man. I just acquired Wendell here not too long ago. Our other lion got a little old, and
Yeah.
we had to put him down. He was 18 and a half years old, and Wendell's going to fill his shoes. And everybody out there in the world knows that I'm a lion guy. I love my lions. I had Bone Digger for a long time until Jeff Lowe killed him. And then
Yeah.
we also have a couple tabby tigers here where I'm at right now. This here's Delilah.
Oh, very
Hey,
nice.
Delilah, you gonna talk to us? Oof, oof. Hey, she just kind of chilling, waiting on the weather to kind of nice. It's a little chilly right here, but it's supposed to be 70 today, so it's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
And then we got a male named Solomon, and this male and this female tiger are also 18 and a half years old. So Solomon here just does what he wants to do when he wants to do it and don't care. So ain't that right, Solomon? That's right. So yeah, this is my kind of Rinky can just kind of chill and live with the animals kind of life right here. So I enjoy it, and this is what I do best. This is what I like to do. So
Yeah. John, it was an absolute pleasure to talk to you today, man.
yeah, man, it was great. It was definitely great. And if anything interesting comes out, we'll have to reach out and do it again.
Absolutely, man. I'm always here. Listen, appreciate your time today. Thanks so much, man.
No problem, man. I appreciate you letting me yak at you for a little while.
Yeah. We're gonna get that Coke sponsorship. That's the plan in the long
There
term.
you go. Let's go Coca-Cola. I'll even paint my car red if I got to. Not my favorite color, but you couldn't tell that, could you?
So,
yeah.
Thanks, John.
All right. Thank you.